Welcome to But Did You Die, the travel podcast where we get real about the good, the bad, and the totally unexpected parts of travel.
We're sisters, Angie and Rachel, and between the two of us, we've been to a lot of places, done a lot of things, and learned the hard way that travel rarely goes exactly according to plan.
We've had incredible adventures, spectacular failures, questionable decisions, and more than a few moments where we've wondered, how is this going to end?
And that's what But Did You Die is all about. The stories behind the trip, the things that did go wrong, and the moments you absolutely could not have planned for.
And the stories that are usually a lot funnier once you're safely home.
And today we are talking with you about Ridgeland, Mississippi.
We recently spent some time exploring Ridgeland, eating our way through the area, getting outside, and of course, finding a few stories along the way.
So, whether you're planning a trip to Mississippi or just here for the sisterly banter,
you're in the right place.
Let's get into it.
Hey, sister. What do you want to talk about?
I saw Spider-Man this weekend.
Oh, how was it?
It was great. I was sad the whole time.
Okay. I don't actually know what's going on in the Spider-Verse. I gave up years ago. I can't even remember the last Spider-Man.
Good news. It was years ago.
I don't care. We're there's too many movies in the franchises and I cannot keep up.
If there is one worth keeping up with, it's Spider-Man.
Okay. I will take that to heart. I will take that to heart. We were just in New York last week, and for the listeners, Rachel and Alex were really trying to get me to go see Spider-Man in New York. We had like 5 minutes in New York. We were there such a short amount of time.
I was not. And Shaj wanted to, but I knew I was seeing it with Ben the next weekend. So I was like, listen, let's literally do anything else but go see Spider-Man.
We couldn't do that, but we had a great time in New York. We had a sibling trip that we have not done something like that. I couldn't even tell you the last time. Just the three of us went somewhere. And, it was quick, but it was so fun. I had such a great time. And it's been a week and I am still not recovered. I'm so tired.
We didn't do anything.
Oh my gosh, we walked so many steps and I got some kind of bug. And so I've had just a cold since I got home. I have literally had a 2 to 3 hour nap every single day since I got home and slept 10 to 12 hours every single day for a week. And I'm still kind of toast. So that's what happens when you go off with your siblings and try to cram in many, many miles. We did some miles. We put some steps in.
We sure did. It was fun. Yeah, it was a good time. Not the most miles I've done recently, but it was close.
Okay, braggart. We all know you walk 100 miles all the time for fun. No, we will do an episode about that soon because I know everybody wants to hear about you and Ben walking through Ireland. Rick and I just finished episode 6 of your show last night, which is our show is on. We watch it on YouTube every time a new episode comes out.
Well, let me tell you, episode 7 comes out tomorrow.
Yay!
So, and then episode 8 is the next. It's always on a Tuesday.
When's the season finale?
Next week.
Oh my gosh!
I know.
And then where are you walking next? Have you thought about it?
Oh, we've thought about it, but that's a secret. Listeners, you'll have to sign up for my newsletter. Just kidding. I don't have a newsletter.
You don't have a newsletter? I'll just tell you on the internet, on Instagram, close friends.
Exactly.
That's where the real
If you're on my close friends list, you are privileged because I'm weird. Anyway, should we get to travel news of the week?
Yes, there's a lot of travel news to talk about. So I distilled it down to one story that I think is just the best. So here's the headline. 2 women chased their departing plane across the tarmac in Moscow. They missed their flight and decided the appropriate response was run out there after the plane, wheeled suitcases behind them. And there's so much wrong with that, but I love the visual. Like, I get it. I mean, you run through the terminal and they've just shut the door. Like, the only thing you want to do is run for your flight. But there are so many ways to die. Once you exit the terminal, like, don't ever do that. Just don't ever. There's so many ways to die.
How many ways to die? I've never thought about this.
Yeah. No, once you're out of the terminal, whoa, all bets are off. Like things could go wrong so quickly. You could get
Sorry about
chopped
the
up.
screaming.
You get things have changed since our last recording.
Yeah. That's cool travel news. I have travel news.
Okay, what?
Listen to this. I, on the way back from New York, gave up my seat to get $700 of a voucher to take a flight 3 hours later, which is my favorite travel hack and is super accidental and you can't plan for it. But
I've actually heard of people booking super historically overbooked flights. Like if you can get, $100, $200 and you don't have anything to do and you hope for the best and see if you can work it out. I've been seeing on Threads a lot this week. People are getting $2,000 cash to give up their seats and go later, because if you got to get 9 people off the plane, the airlines have no choice but to pull out all the stops. So it's this fun game of like, do I take the $200 voucher and go for it? Or do I wait for $2,000 or $4,000? I mean, can you imagine you're going on just like a whatever, no big deal trip and you get $4,000? That's better than I've ever done in Vegas,
Oh, that's what I did. I went to New York on a whim with you guys because you had tickets to Rush. So I tagged along and then I made $700.
Yeah.
A great weekend.
In light of that, what do you think about giving me some money for that Rush ticket?
Oh, funny. It was actually a Visa gift card, so I actually can't.
Interestingly, I take Visa gift cards. I do.
Well, stop overbuying concert tickets.
I'm not going to buy anymore. I can't think of another band that's like super bucket list that I would spend a ton of money to see other than Taylor Swift. Like, I obviously mortgage the house, but I can't think of anybody else that I'm like, I would pay tons of money to go see. Can you?
Tons of money?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think I care enough about anyone to do anything.
I don't think I do anymore. Like Rush was on my bucket list, and then No Doubt is kind of like a family tradition for me and Hodge. So that was a fun one. But I don't know.
Even my favorite band was in town, and I was like, I'm kind of tired. No. So like, I don't think Taylor Swift. I never bought a Taylor Swift ticket. You bought the Taylor Swift tickets.
I'm aware. 3 times. You're welcome.
Now, a disco throwdown night at the club.
Sure. But
I'm
that's
going.
Not like, that was like $25. That's not like, I'm talking about where would you travel and spend money on a ticket to go see somebody. I just can't think of anybody that I care about that much anymore. I think I've hit my bucket list. I don't know. We'll look into it. Next time we chat, like, give it some thought. And if anybody comes to mind. So we just went on a trip and it was so much fun. So we wanted to come back and talk about it because a lot of people don't know about this destination. And we keep going back to Mississippi. Let me tell you, it's got a lot to offer for sort of a tucked away state that you might not think about. And what I keep coming back to, I was just listening to our episode on Tupelo, Mississippi, and it's a great destination for a wholesome bachelorette party. And I don't know if there's a huge market for wholesome bachelorette parties. I say that as if it's something people are searching for, but maybe they are, maybe they aren't. Or just like a girls' weekend, that's like a fun, chill getaway. You're not going to Vegas. You're not trying to burn the town to the ground when you go. Like, it's like a 40-something, mid-30s something getaway, or Rachel getaway, because she's never wanted to burn the town down. At least not when we were in Vegas for my bachelorette party.
Yeah, no.
Did not burn the town down. She was very angry. I kept her out past her bedtime. So we recently went to Ridgeland, Mississippi. And again, surprising, Mississippi. I love going to a small town that just kind of blows you away with hospitality, things to do, cuteness, outdoorsy, fun, just a little bit of everything. And we had a great time. What were we there? 3 nights?
Yeah, 3 nights. And at no point were we ever looking for something to do.
No.
Or were we bored? Or were we hungry? Because, oh my goodness, I ate more food that weekend than I have my whole life.
I'm still full. So one of the things that initially kind of drew us to Ridgeland is that they call themselves the steakhouse capital of Mississippi, which I've never been to the steakhouse capital of anywhere. And so we were like, okay, this tracks. We're steaky. We love steak. We're beef girls. Love a steak. So we went to, what do we have? Steak every meal, like every dinner.
I think so. Maybe there was one pasta in there, and you might have had a fish, but yeah, steak, breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
When you go to a small town, check their visitor center, their tourism bureau, and see if they have a list of trails, because that's a very easy way to find all the cool stuff without having to do a ton of digging. So there might be a dessert trail or a history trail or like a haunted homes trail. I mean, it just depends where you're going as to what's there. But Ridgeland, one of their trails is they have a steak trail. And we were like, yes, I love the idea of a steak trail. So we checked out several spots on the steak trail and were pleasantly surprised and would go back again because there are like 10 more spots on the steak trail we didn't even get to.
Do you have a favorite? I'm trying to pick out a favorite in my mind.
Okay.
And I think maybe the place we went on the last night may have been my favorite.
Anjou. So that was the place that was right next to the hotel. So we stayed at the AC Marriott, which is a relatively new hotel. In fact, everything in Ridgeland felt like new, but not in a right out of the box beige chain kind of way. Does that make sense? Like it was clean and fresh and beautiful. Even the railroad district was bricks and, you know, obviously like older historic buildings, but it was also like Hallmark, also sparkly.
Hallmark is the right word. It's very bikeable. It's very walkable. And I don't even think we mentioned this, but it's just north of Jackson, like just. So you fly into Jackson, you drive 20 minutes and you're there. Easy.
Yeah. And then once you're there, I think it was the first day we went off to go get breakfast and we're like, well, we forgot some important thing that we were supposed to bring. So we just turned around to get it. Like we went to breakfast and then we went and got it. And then we drove past breakfast again. And we're talking, this is not a big detour. It's a nice, small, compact place. I think the most driving we did was the day we road tripped up the Natchez Trace. Oh, the Natchez Trace. I have mentioned this on the podcast. I have mentioned this so much in so many places and still haven't driven the whole Natchez Trace.
Loves the Natchez Trace as much as you do.
Yeah, and having never actually driven the whole thing. I really should do it. It's 444 miles.
You should walk it.
From Franklin, Tennessee. You should walk it. I will drive it in like a fancy car. You and Ben can walk it. 444 miles from Franklin, Tennessee to Natchez, Mississippi. And literally, I keep visiting the towns along the way, but never actually driving the whole thing. So I really want to do it during the fall sometime. It's supposed to be wouldn't that be lovely? I want to do that. So we didn't get to do that, but we did drive from Ridgeland proper all the way up the res, which is this big reservoir. And it literally, the Natchez Trace just goes right. It's so scenic. All the wildflowers. It was so green. And we went up to the Cypress Swamp. Yes.
Trees.
The Cypress Swamp was one of my favorite things.
That was so cool. And nobody else was there. So we were doing like the walk on the boardwalk and it was beautiful. And then I spotted a gator.
You did a great job of spotting the gator. I didn't see it, and I was really hoping to see one. And I don't know if it's just my aging eyes. I didn't see nothing. And Rachel got essentially carried away by mosquitoes. So our one big tip there is bring bug spray because there were a lot of mosquitoes.
You didn't get one bite, and I
didn't even get a bite. And you had to run out of there like flailing. But it was lovely. I would have stayed out there much, much longer if not for you and your problems. So really lovely. And
I have a nickel.
Maybe a 20-minute drive up from Ridgeland proper. So that was really nice. And it's just such a nice scenic drive. There's overlooks. You can rent kayaks. It's a very outdoorsy place. Oh, and then there's what is that trail called? The Chisha Foca Multi-Use Trail in town. And it's basically a walking path, a paved path that goes along the Natchez Trace all the way up to like the Cypress area. And so I think it's 10 miles.
So yeah, they have free bike rentals. So they have this app for the city that you download. You can ride a bike all around town. So we did a little bit of that. You get them there's some at the visitor center, and then there are others. I don't know I think it was in the railroad district. And so you grab bikes, take them from place to place. We went to breakfast, grabbed some coffees, did a little bit around town. You're not a great bike rider, so we didn't do too much, but it was nice. It's I think is it the mayor that really loves biking?
Yes. Yes. The mayor he bikes to work every day. And I was thinking, I don't know if I've ever been somewhere that offers free bikes, that the city does it. You know, you can go to a hotel and sometimes they'll have bikes, but not sure that I've ever been to a city that does it. But again, not a good bike rider. So I've absolutely never looked. I will never look to see if there are bicycles for rent because I would never rent a bicycle. But I appreciated that they had helmets. Legally, that's a great idea. But also for me, just great idea. So yeah.
So those are many fun outdoor things. But let's talk about the fun indoor spa things. Like, can we start with the head spa? Probably my favorite thing.
That was so fun. That was just so pleasant. That was 90 minutes of bliss. 90 minutes of bliss. It was so
invented a head spa, but it was a smart idea. You know how you just want someone to scratch your head for an hour? Well, they're doing it. They're shampooing, smell good, they're conditioning. There's this halo looking thing that sprays water on your head and it moves down. And it's just peaceful. Unless you're with your sister and you're just giggling the whole time because you're having so much fun. But after they wash your hair, you get a blowout. So it's not even like you have to do your hair after. They're doing it for you.
It was really pleasant. That was called Patina Head Spa.
Mm-hmm.
And you want to know the most annoying thing? So I came home and I'm like, do we have a head spa here? Because I didn't think we did. Well, we do. But guess what? Naturally, it's more affordable in Mississippi. So it's like twice the price here. And I'm so irritated about it. I know. Because I was like, Mom would love this. We should get it for Mom. It's twice the price. So now we have to go back to Ridgeland, Mississippi just to get affordable head spa treatments.
Well, then that is good because I can go back to Alice and Avery and get more jewelry because there are pieces of jewelry, there are earrings I still think about.
I've never been so happy about an earring purchase as the ones that I just got from Alice and Avery. I love them so much. I'll wear them on the next episode. I love them so much. They're like multicolored danglies. I'm not a huge jewelry person, but I'm very pleased with my jewels. Speaking of girly things, we went to the tea room, CW Organics Tea Room and Apothecary, which was, again, I feel like I've said this 300 times. So cute. It was adorable. They have 100,000 kinds of tea, a beautiful tea menu, and they have all these recommendations. And then we did the actual tea service. So you get your tea, all kinds of snackies and cookies, and that caramel cake. Do you remember how good that was? I still think about that. We should have gotten those to go.
You should have gotten only those because I would have eaten a whole cake. Everyone in there, so it was just, us, the grown-up girls there getting tea, but then everybody else, it was like little girls in dresses with their moms or their grandmas. It was very sweet. It was very Southern.
It was very like, this is a special occasion. It's your 9th birthday, and here you are with your girls and all the little girls in their cute dresses. Oh, it was so cute. It was really adorable and really delicious. Again, perfect for a girls' weekend. What's like the most memorable thing that we ate? And that is absolutely a thing I can't stop thinking about. Buenos Aires Bakery. So they have those viral fruit desserts, and I don't even know what to call them besides viral fruit desserts, which now that half of the produce we're eating is full of viral, disgusting bacteria. Like, let's not confuse it with that. We're talking about delicious fruit-shaped pastries filled with like mousse and fruity bits. I cannot stop thinking about it.
I woke up craving it the other day, and I was like, well, I have to go to Mississippi now to get basically.
I'm pretty sure they exist in other places, but if my research is correct, it costs twice the price to get it at home as it does in Mississippi. So yes, fruit desserts at Buenos Aires Bakery. What else did we have?
We had what, 48 hours there?
Yeah.
And at no point did I feel rushed. It was just nice and like It was full of activities, but when we left, I didn't feel exhausted.
No, especially like let's compare it to the trip we just had to New York. Same amount of time. One was like a marathon, and one was like just a lovely little jaunt, just a
Yeah.
lovely little southern jaunt with tasty bites and tea and spa. And New York was like, ah, let's go here, let's go there. 100,000 steps.
$40 for a hot dog, and it's not good, and it doesn't have cheese on it.
We'll talk about that on a future episode because that needs to be discussed. Let's talk about the wildflower field because I think that's such an adorable thing for a city to offer. They've got this just little patch of grass basically between the gas station and the interstate. It's this little patch of land, and it's full of wildflowers, and anybody can just go there anytime they want, take pictures, frolic around.
Dawn to dusk.
Okay. Well, I don't know why you'd go in a flower field at 4 o'clock in the morning, but yes. So, and you can cut up to 12 blooms and make a cute little bouquet. You know, I've never been to a town that offers such cute and thoughtful amenities to locals and visitors. I don't know. And I live in a giant town that could easily do things like that and easily afford things like that. And they're just like, no.
Yeah, my town, it's like, you can do that. It's $60.
The last time Rick and I went to a flower field, it cost us $80, I think, to get a bouquet. Anyway, super cute that you can do that. An excellent stop on the Natchez Trace. So let's say you're driving the Natchez Trace Parkway. Great place to stop. I would definitely overnight a day or two in Ridgeland. It's so cute and there's so many good places to eat. And if you're in Jackson for any reason, it really is so close that you have to pop up there. And if you like shopping, I'm not a huge shopper, but they have a lot of shopping for such a small area.
Yeah. I think an overnight is right because you'll need to have like a lunch, dinner, and then a breakfast and a lunch if you're going. You got to eat steak. Did we even see chain restaurants? Like maybe two?
I know that they exist, like more in the mall, which we didn't really get into, but like in the big shopping mall area with all the chain stuff. But they have so many mom and pops and just one-off kind of places.
Mhm.
The coffee shops, the breakfast place we ate, Eats Diner, cute little breakfast shop, amazing biscuits and gravy. Just mom and pop, just what you would want it to be if you're going to a small town in the South. Everybody was friendly. I mean, I don't feel like I have a single complaint. One thing we did that you can only do if you plan your trip around it is the balloon glow. And so that happens the week before 4th of July every year. We just happened to be there then. And so we got to go see it and they light up a dozen hot air balloons and then they go up and it's nighttime. And so that was cute.
Honestly, this is a tough one because, this is the part of the show where we say, all right, it was great, but did you die? What was the disaster? And
I know what the disaster was.
Well, I think I know what you're going to say.
It
was the travel?
It was on the way there. It was the fact that we tried to get there and they were like, no. American Airlines was like, no. And so we had to go home and start over.
Well, hold on. We got to start from the beginning. Okay, so we had the trip planned. So we go Jacksonville, Charlotte. I go Orlando, Charlotte. We both get there. We've got like a 2-hour layover. Great. Or so we thought.
Delay. And I'm getting on my phone, maintenance delay. And then another delay for another hour. We're waiting on a new crew for your aircraft. And then another delay. Anyway, so we're there for what? 7 more hours. Yeah. And then I get a notification that's like, due to weather, your flight is canceled. Pardon me. Where did weather come into this? No, sir. There was no weather problem. Here's a note. Screenshot everything. Every message that comes in, screenshot it and take a picture of every single thing that you see on a screen because this may come in handy for your future reimbursement needs. Just put it that way.
Because everything disappears. As soon as the flight's canceled or gone or done with, like you can't get anything back. So thankfully, Ange had everything screenshot. And then you got a notification that you got a food voucher. I didn't get any kind of notification about that. Like, it was all very strange. It was rough. I mean, and then literally we were like, are we stuck in Charlotte tonight? Like, can we even get back to where we're going? Do we go tomorrow? our trip to Ridgeland was so quick. There was like we couldn't get there that night, and if we waited to go the next day, we would
It
have
wasn't
lost.
until like 11 p.m.
There
We're going
was,
to sit in North Carolina all day.
yeah. So we had to go home. We flew to Charlotte to then go home. So then Ange flies to Orlando with me so she can see the baby.
I mean, I didn't have anything to do now, so I might as well go to Orlando. But like, they just couldn't get us to Mississippi in any reasonable amount of time. It would have cut our trip in half at the least. And we're not trying to rush. Like, we're trying to actually do the things and not cut out. I mean, we would have missed out on steak, and I'm not trying to do so. This is called a trip in vain. This was a new term to me in all my travels ever. Because I'm like, okay, so we spent the whole day in Charlotte and now we have to go home. I'm not paying for this trip to Charlotte that I didn't want, and I didn't end up going where I wanted to go. So when am I going to get my refund? And everybody was super cagey about it. They were just like, maybe you'll get a refund for unused legs. I'm like, they're all unused because I didn't want to go to Charlotte. So another fun thing is that Rachel and I both had separate reservations. So it was always a separate conversation about where the refund is coming from and whatever. So they ended up refunding Rachel's flight like $100. That's it. Out of a $650 flight, they refunded $100. And I was like, how could this be? Because that would be the biggest scam in the world. If airlines could take you halfway to somewhere and then just send you home, but keep all the money. Scam of the century, right?
Well, and what really sucks is, yeah, we got to go home that night. Some people didn't get to go home. Like,
no,
that's rough. So we did get lucky in the 10 hours.
There were women sitting next to us in the waiting area who had been there 2 days already. And they're like, my prescriptions are in my check bag and I can't get my check bag and nobody will give us a hotel and we can't get a food voucher. And even when you do get a food voucher, it's for $8. What can you buy for $8? Have you tried to buy gummy bears lately at the airport? They're $9. What are you going to eat? You know what I'm saying? Like, what are we eating? So it's not a good situation. And the only thing that kept me from absolutely having a meltdown is I was like, I have travel insurance. And then I have travel insurance on my credit card too. So I was like, one way or another, somebody is giving me money for my troubles. And it did work out that way. I actually got like $400 worth of makeup and goodies because my bag was lost and Rachel's bag was lost. That was the other fun part. That never happens to me. I had just interviewed a VP of a travel insurance company for my other podcast gig about bags being lost. And I was like, I've never had my bags be lost, but I'm sure it's coming. 4 days later, bags lost.
You said something.
It's my fault. I mean, I fully own that.
Hot tip. Don't fly through Charlotte if you can help it. That's what we're taking away from this whole podcast is don't go to Charlotte.
That's not what I'm taking away, because if I've learned anything the past week, it's that air travel is just a debacle. Like, it might be fine. We went to New York. It was smooth as glass. Not a delay in sight. We went, we came back. It was easy peasy, literally no problems. And then you go somewhere else and you live in that airport for 4 days like a refugee with no food and no clothes. That's not awesome. Air travel in the US is rather uncivilized. Every time you go, it's like, how bad is this going to be? And then we saw people that had babies in strollers and they'd been there for 14 hours already. Like, no. It's fine when it's me. Worst case scenario, I can sleep on a floor, but I'm not doing that with a baby and a family. And yeah. So it's wild out there. Don't go anywhere without travel insurance. That's all I'm saying.
I wouldn't say don't go anywhere. But
Don't
if you do,
go
go
anywhere.
to Ridgeland, Mississippi.
Yeah, but if you do, also, what we've really taken away is we might drive. Next time we go to Mississippi, there's a solid chance we're just going to get in the car and we're going to listen to some podcasts, because the amount of time that we spent trying to get there, then coming home, then rebooking everything, then chasing down the refund for the first 2 flights. I mean, the amount of money that was taken up on my credit card because I was fighting with them and they're just like, I don't know about a refund. I don't know. Eventually we got it refunded, but really only because I chased them down angrily. It was not an automatic thing, which you would think I didn't go where I was trying to go at all. So you should just give me my money. And they were like, who? What? Me? No. So rude.
I mean, by the time you get to the airport, you have a layover, you get to your place you're going, it's the same drive time. And I like driving. So yeah, we'll probably do a road trip next time.
We'll do the Natchez Trace for goodness sake.
There you go. There you go. All right. What do you got going on this weekend?
Actually, I feel like this is the first and last weekend I'm not going anywhere for like 9 weeks, I think. I have big everything, just so many things. So yeah, I think this weekend is probably just figuring my life out, and then it's going to be crazy for many, many weeks. How about you?
Next week I've got a college tour, so I'm out of town, and then I'll be up for mom's party, and then we go on a cruise, and then
That's so
college
soon.
tour, and then another college tour, and then another college tour. So fall is busy.
Mm-hmm.
Fall is busy. The
Back
end.
to school for Ray Ray.
Literally, it's truly back to school season.
It is.
Yeah.
So fun. So fun. And that's a wrap on episode 32 of But Did You Die with the Jet Sisters.
We hope we've convinced you that Ridgeland, Mississippi deserves a spot on your travel list.
And maybe gave you a few ideas for what to eat, where to go, and what to do when you get there.
If you liked the episode, follow the show, leave us a review, and send it to a travel buddy who's always up for an adventure.
And of course, follow the Jet Sisters on Instagram for more trips, more stories, and more questionable decisions.
Until next time.
Travel far, have fun, and ask yourself, what did you die? See you next time.